Yeah, so my son, he's so awesome. He made me a sketchbook. So, and I've been telling him I was gonna do a drawing to kind of, I don't know, crest the sketchbook, make it legit. Obviously, it's the dad from Sally. What I love about it is that his little brain of his is so awesome. Um, he's like marked like winter numbers. It's just like stuff that he gets from school. But like, I just love that like the title's kind of backwards, and it reminds me of like some of the Japanese anime type of comic books. So I'm kind of, should I start this way? And he's already done a drawing for me, which I thought it was super cool. You buy a sketchbook, right? Maybe a friend buys a sketchbook for you, and maybe you do a drawing for them, and then you put it in their sketchbook. So for that tradition, I think I'm going to start this way. You just do a quick little drawing for him, or for myself, since it's my sketchbook. I was just gonna play with some different mediums. I don't know, I haven't gone through my color pencils in a while. Maybe I'll do like a marker drawing and then color in. Not really seeing the color that I want right now. I do see one here. I got quite a couple bins. All right. I don't know if I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I just thought it was really cool to do something for him. He's been into all types of things, so like monsters and like Ninja Turtles and whatnot. Also, I haven't really done a video that's from start to finish and just basically me talking. I don't think I'm very interesting as far as just hearing me talk, but it's just something different. Thought I'd experiment. So consider this kind of like an experiment, a video blog experiment, kind of like how I would experiment with drawing. So if I'm quiet most of the time, maybe that'll be a plus, but it's probably because I'm trying to concentrate. So here we go. Again, I have no idea what I'm going to start with, so it could just be random stuff. Yeah, I've already kind of thought of something, and I'm going to see how well I can attempt it. I'm gonna do a bad attempt of a Ninja Turtle here, just right off the bat. He really loves the new Ninja Turtles, and I can't blame him because they did a really terrific job with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Mayhem. Excuse me. And I love watching it with him because what they did with the storyline and really change some things to fit their narrative and probably what they're going to set up for the next movies. It's, there's got to be Krang and, Shredder and, Dimension X and that whole, Casey Jones. But yeah, I really think it's a very fun, kind of fun like how the Ninja Turtles were when they first came out. Very in your face, goofy, funny, weird at times, right? And I just love the kid perspective. that's one thing that I appreciated about what they did is, you know, when you really care about something or just are familiar with something for a long time, you just kind of get protective over it. Like Star Wars is a good example. And you see someone tinkering and changing it, and there's just like, a lot of backlash and hate, and we just forget that it's just a cartoon or it's just a movie. And I'm not one to talk. I'm one of those fans that were disappointed with some of the direction of the Star Wars franchise. And then now that I think about it, having my son look at it, it's like I really don't care. I really don't care. If he loves it, that's just another thing that we can share and talk over, geek out, bond, right? And I just get really happy that he finds another thing that I introduce him into that he really likes, and he like cherishes. It's like he really does like cherish the moments that when I show him something, and he's constantly asking me like, "Oh, tell me another one, Daddy. Tell me another one." And it's just one of those moments where I just kind of really do pat myself on the back, not to give myself all the credit, but to introduce him into these things. Like my boy knows Transformers, and I'm not talking about the new stuff. I'm talking about like the old school, Megatron, Starscream, like all those guys, Transformers. Like he knows it. Same with the old school Ninja Turtles. Like he's watched the first season of it. I have sat down and watched it with him. It's like, and it's really cool seeing how some of these cartoons are still hold up till today. Like I am really impressed with Transformers. Like the animation and story, and just how like cool of a storyline they had going on with Transformers. Like he loves it, and it's not too scary, and it's not too like serious, and it's enough for his brain to keep up with. And he's 5, it's not like he's a little guy. I guess I tried, and he was just kind of like really, like his mind was blown. I mean, who knows? Maybe that's why he's like really into it now. It's because I showed him some of this stuff. Anyway, so yeah. And there's gonna be a time where maybe I show him G.I. Joe, and like he loves Thundercats, and like I showed him Thundercats, and he likes that one. He got to a certain point where he was just like, I'm a little scared I'm scared of Mumra, Daddy. Like, and I don't want him to have nightmares and stuff. So we took a break from that. There's a episode where Mumra basically terrorizes. I mean, he always terrorizes, but like he's in his decrepit state, and he was just not enjoying that part of it. So I was like, we don't have to watch this. If it's like, like really freaking you out, then like, let's not watch it. It's okay. I messed up the hand already, but it's all good. Yeah, so anyway, so yeah, I took a little pride. I was a little happy to hear that he was really interested. We got him some toys for Christmas, and sure, I'm totally living my childhood as well too through him, and just the fact that he's so into it makes me really happy, because I really thought he was gonna just not take to it, and just kind of just a nice thing to have, just another thing to do with him, and something that I'm gonna enjoy that memory, when I'm old and gray, and one of the things that I think about a lot when I'm probably towards the end of my life. But not to get too deep here, but yeah, it's just something that is really fun to bring up, and he would ask all the questions and want me to tell a bunch of stories, and really I'm just regurgitating a lot of stories from the episodes, right? Just like a lot of episodes that I remember. And yes, Raphael is my favorite. I had a lot of angry issues growing up, so I just resonated very much with Raphael. He's just one of those guys that just wanted to solve all the problems through getting his frustration out, with violence. Yeah, so he was my favorite, and just talking to him, my son is like his favorite. At first, he's like, "Oh, Raphael's my favorite," obviously, because that's my dad's favorite is Raphael. But he's like really, like I was never really good with authority, so like, but he's like, I like Leonardo because I want to do good and I want to be a leader, and so it's just really special to hear that come from him, just because I had never really felt that way before, and so it was nice to kind of have him say those words. Yeah, and so anyway, so he's been really into Ninja Turtles and like just basically that and Star Wars, and all the typical stuff like Paw Patrol, PJ Masks, and basically anything that a superhero is fighting superheroes. So, yeah. Guess he's gonna fight a bunch of Foot Clan members. I forget what they look like. Maybe they have the Foot Clan on their forehead. What I really love about these type of markers is that they're kind of blunt. So like, and I love drawing really fast, and it just gives it great shapes. So it just allows me not to worry so much, because it's like, oh yeah, you're not gonna have the line that you're really trying to control, and it allows me to be a little bit more loose with certain shapes. And if I wanted to continue with the idea, I can like put paper down over it and trace it, and really clean it up if I wanted to do that. Yeah. Yeah, well, I think we watched it yesterday and he loved it. He still gets a little scared at some of the, like Superfly is such a cool villain. I loved every bit of that movie, and having Ice Cube like just be the way the character was just, I loved it. It just had a different. It was just refreshing. I thought that the character too, the character of Superfly just had a lot of motive, and it had a lot of feeling and ruthlessness and motive. So I just thought it was such a cool character. And Ice Cube, man, he's great. And just to have him in the franchise was terrific too, because I know him. I mean, I don't know him, but like I know of his work through music, and to be in the franchise, like Ninja Turtles coming out in the late 80s, and you got like NWA, and then like him separating, and I don't know, and then even just his character design, like the hair. It was just such a cool designed film. It's just the feeling of bringing it back to some of like the old school hip hop, and I don't know. Some people might have thought, and it's like, oh, it's just the generation trying to get the generation of people to go watch it, and yeah, maybe. I mean, it worked for me. I just really appreciated that aspect. So yeah, he's just kind of. Yeah, and then having Master Splinter, Jackie Chan, it was just so cool. I love Jackie Chan, and if you don't watch a lot of martial arts movies, I mean, I grew up watching Kung Fu theater when I was a kid, and that was on like Sundays, and you like could watch all these crazy martial arts movies on Sundays, and it was just like crazy shit, a lot of wire work, just like awesome movies, and like people just just don't know what it was like to see some of these movies that were just like B movies. And it's okay. It was okay to have a B movie. Like, everybody knew what that was for, and it was badass. And it was okay. It was okay if it was a B movie. Like, nobody was expecting it to be, you know, Cannes level, you know, Oscar worthy or any of that stuff. It was just people wanting to make some cool shit and cool fighting scenes, cool story. So yeah, it was just having one of the legends in it, and the fighting scenes were really awesome. I just loved how, like, his style of entertainment. You know, you have Bruce Lee that was just a badass, and then Jackie Chan was just kind of like showed a little bit more of a humanization of it, where he did get punched and he did fall down, and he used, like, I don't want to say clumsy martial arts, but it was just like whatever he used, right? Like, that's fighting. You're gonna get hit, you're gonna get punched. You're not gonna just stand there like this amazing super soldier and never get punched or fall down or get hurt. And I want to say a lot of his movies are so refreshing in that way, because you see him, like, he's literally getting pummeled in some of these movies, and it kind of gives you a little bit of the character too. Like, it's like the person's not above anything else. They can die or they can get hurt. Like Rumble in the Bronx was like so crazy, those stunts. Like, I mean, I've seen Jackie Chan do some crazy stunts in a lot of his movies, but you know, that one I was just kind of blown away, like with the motorcycles and like even I don't even know what you call that thing that floats, the hovercraft, and jumping, and him actually breaking his ankle or whatnot, and still shooting, and like, anyway, I thought it was great. And you know, to kind of have my son be able to now partake and follow, if he wants to, the series, he can. Sorry, I got this lingering cough that over the month has turned into something else. I'm not contagious or anything like that, and it's not like it's gotten worse. It's just will not go away. A lot of times I'm not sure what is happening, but I just want to make it seem like he's taking on a couple of the Foot Clan members. I do this a lot. I'll put like a sword on the back of someone's back, and it's like, well, how come he's not using it? It's because it looks cool. I don't know. So I got to give him a weapon here. Maybe his what's a cool weapon? Here, just have like. Yeah, so he's just fighting random dudes. I really like the old school feature film Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where Raphael's on the rooftop and he's fighting all these Foot Clan members and he's getting beat up. But he's also like delivering a lot of punishment. He beats up a lot of them before they finally overtake him. But yeah, I just thought that was a super cool scene because it did show like, he is vulnerable. He is not a god. He can be taken down. And he can get hurt. So now that I'm warming up a little bit, I can start including some of the suit details if I can think of any, because they get pretty generic, right? And then now this one has shoulder pads, and this guy's gonna have he's gonna be. Yeah, so definitely into Ninja Turtles these days, Transformers, what else? Star Wars. He's not like 100% into Star Wars, but if I start watching it, you'll watch it with me. He'll ask me a question. I don't know, maybe because he knows about it a lot already from me just like telling him stories and like I'll just from memory just start telling him about stories at bedtime. Like he'll tell me a story, and I'll be like, yeah, there's this guy named Luke. He lives on Tatooine. Parents are no longer around, and he'll be like, why, and everything's why. And then he'll watch the movie and be like, hey, this is kind of it's kind of like the story he told. Like, yeah. Yep. Learn a lot of lessons through stories, A lot of cultures teach their, would teach their families through story, tales. For education, it's like a way of learning. This one is like a repeat of that one. So this time I'll maybe put his fist down. You can have this. Just make it like just a siege onto Raphael. I don't even know where his body's gonna end. Kind of spatially see what's happening here. And to cheat, I don't know if I should say cheat, but I can put another head here, then I don't have to worry about drawing what's happening. Yeah, so maybe put like a head down on this one. He's got whacked first, and he's like down on the ground. I could keep going and going, but I want to add a little bit more stuff to this, and I'm not sure how much this stuff is like newsprint, so I'm already going through it, but it's okay because my son would appreciate this. So let's see what I can, as far as get away with. Always do a test. Yeah, I was hoping it would be a little bit more worn out. A little line. Let's see here. Let's see how this works. Sticks out a little bit. Yeah, so just have him stick out just a little bit. Yeah. So he's probably going to want to add some things to it. He's been wanting to do a lot of collaboratives with me, which is cool. Just before, he just was a perfectionist and he just didn't want to attempt it, and I'm just trying to get him to look past that, and it's okay, you know, it's okay if he messes up. And I get it, you know, Daddy draws a lot. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm the best at anything, but you know, his control and accuracy and dexterity and all that stuff is going to take some time to develop, and I just don't want him to feel like it has to be where I'm at, because I have a long way to go, but I've also been trying really hard for a long time to get this. I mean, I don't think it's awesome as much as like he probably thinks it's awesome, you know, but I'm also okay with him, you know, being inspired by it, you know, like what got me wanting to do more of it is my brother's drawing and me going like, whoa, that's cool, I want to do that, and then just trying to emulate them. And then now I think I'm the only one that does any artwork. Yeah, so other than that, I haven't really done much. I haven't seen any movies recently. I really want to go see The Creator. I mean, go see. It's out of the theaters now, but like, I want to see that. I have not seen that. I don't know. Is it worth watching? I'm sure a lot of you have seen it or heard good stuff. Yeah, so right now it's just kind of filling in some color. I'm not really trying to just give it a little bit of pop, just so he'll be like, hey, that's, you know, that's so-and-so. He's probably gonna be like, no, Daddy, that's not what it looks like. Raphael doesn't look like that. See, look, because he has this and he has that. He's such an art director, this kid. Sometimes when I do drawings for him, he's like giving me a correction. He's like, dude, you gotta get this done by the end of the day. I'm like, what? Again, I'm like sweating bullets. I'm like, really? Like, I'm like, oh yeah, you gotta go clean your room. How about that? Go clean your room. And then he'd be like, well, you know, that's not what he looks like, Daddy. I said, get it right. Get it right. And I appreciate that. I mean, he probably will be an art director. I don't know. I would want him to be an engineer or something, just so he has a legit job that it will pay and give good, like, security for his future. You know, the route that I went, I'll be lucky if I can have anything when I retire. You know, but I wouldn't change anything. My journey went the way it did, and I don't look at it as like, oh, I can't, you know, I wouldn't have never have done that. It's like, no, I probably would have gone the same direction. My only thing is, you know, I wish I had a little bit better direction. I had a couple of minor obstacles, like everyone else. I'm not saying I'm any special, but you know, there's some things in there that definitely would have helped me if I knew I had it. If I knew I had also had certain support for. Anyway, not to get anything too personal or too deep on but for my son, he gets it. He gets all of it. Yeah, so something like that. I don't know. I could probably. I don't want to get bounced in here with the black, even though my first instinct is to always jump in with black. But I think I'm coming with some dark blue. Here you go.